From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN Noon News.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us on your MTN statewide news this Monday. I'm Jeanelle Slade. Well, this afternoon, another high count of new confirmed COVID-19 cases across Montana, along with 2 more deaths. Now, the latest lives lost due to COVID-related illness are in Yellowstone and Bighorn counties. This brings the statewide total deaths to 175 today. Health authorities also confirmed 306 new active cases, bringing the state total to more than 3,300. More than 9,000 people have already recovered. Well, Blackfeet tribal members in northwest Montana will enter an official reservation-wide shutdown tonight at 11:59 p.m. It's slated to last 2 weeks. The action comes as health leaders deal with a high number of COVID-19 cases. The shutdown was originally set to take place Sunday night, but Tribal Business Council officials moved it to give leaders more time to prepare for the next 2 weeks. Now, officials tell MTN News Friday the goal of the shutdown is to reduce the amount of non-essential gatherings that have contributed to a spike in cases over the past 2 weeks. The virus has also spread to the Blackfeet Care Center. Well, tonight in Bozeman, school board meets to decide the metrics required for trustees to consider a vote to allow Bozeman students to transition from blended model to more in-person learning. Now, trustees recently voted 7-1 in favor of continuing the blended model and setting up target dates for different grade levels to, to transition back to school. Metrics for returning to school could include a number of variables like the 7-day average of reported COVID-19 cases in the Gallatin Valley. Now, the school board meeting starts at 5:45 tonight and will be hosted online via Zoom. It's now time to check in on the weather scene, and Rob Griggs is in for Ed today with some good news.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, if you like sunshine,
oh yes,
the absence of wind, then
yes,
you're going to love it. Yeah. I wish we could get some more rain into the forecast, but I'm always wishing for that. Check out this incredible shot that we got from Misty Dahl Jenkins. It's a sunset shot from Sunday night in eastern Montana. Oh my goodness, it's a Charlie M. Russell quality. Now, here's the bad news. For the next 8 to 14 day outlook, which would cover October 5th through the 11th, it is going to be warmer than average across most of the United States, cooler than average down there for the southeastern corner, and as far as precipitation is concerned over that same time period, almost virtually the entire United States, save coastal Washington, Oregon, and Florida will be drier than average. So we need to pick up some precipitation. In the meantime, sunshine to come. We'll talk about that in just a minute, Jeanelle.
All right, thanks so much, Rob. Well, a devastating second wave of the coronavirus has sent the number of cases across Europe soaring again, and it comes as the global death toll from the virus nears 1 million. Riley Carlson reports from London.
India is reporting new coronavirus cases faster than any other country, over 6 million, and there are concerns it will soon surpass the number of infections in the U.S., the hardest hit country in the world. With the high number of infections, the government should take some big steps, says this man. But new government restrictions are becoming a source of frustration elsewhere. Bars and restaurants in major French cities have had to close early. In the port city of Marseille, they have to close altogether. Hospital beds are filling up with the highest number of patients since June, and there are fears intensive care units will be overwhelmed. In London, many are protesting against new government control measures as the infection rate climbs. Thousands of university students have been told to self-isolate amid outbreaks. Many classes have now gone online.
It's just really rough at the moment, and we're just really disheartened by the whole entire situation.
Some lawmakers are already questioning if they'll be allowed to travel home for Christmas. Riley Carlson, CBS News, London.
Now, refusing to self-isolate when officials tell you to is now illegal in England. Fines start at around $1,300 and can go up to $13,000 for repeat offenders. Well, the deadline to be counted in the 2020 U.S. Census was moved to October 31st, but even with the extra time, Montana's Native American reservations face an uphill battle. 7 of the 8 designated reservations in the state have a self-response rate under 40%. Experts say with canvassing opportunities mostly shut down due to the pandemic, people living on the reservations face more challenges. Now, many have limited access to the internet and some don't have traditional addresses. Leaders say the susceptibility to COVID-19 in the Native population is also making census response very difficult.
If you think about our mortality rates, our health disparities, and lack of access to health care in our communities, oftentimes people won't go to seek medical care because it's not something that we have a luxury of being accustomed to.
Now, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention found Native Americans are being infected by COVID-19 3 times more per capita than Caucasians. Well, President Trump's tax returns are now out in the public. The New York Times released the information yesterday. Some major takeaways are when Trump took office in 2016, he paid $750 in federal income tax that year. It was the same the following year. He paid no income tax in 10 of the last 15 years because he reported losing more money than he made. President Trump is calling this fake news and says we will see that he paid taxes as soon as they are released. Well, the president's tax returns will be a major topic of discussion tomorrow night when President Trump and former Vice President Joe Biden square off in the first presidential debate. There are 6 main topics that moderator Chris Wallace said he would talk about, including coronavirus, the economy, the Supreme Court, and election integrity. President Trump has, has outlined his concerns that additional mail-in ballots may compromise the election. The director of the FBI told Congress there will be no widespread voter fraud, but the president's administration disputes that claim. Still ahead on your new news, put away your golf clubs and instead grab your Frisbee. It's a competition that attracts players from all across Montana. But first, Rob's in next with your statewide weather forecast.